Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of... And have you wondered how quasi-connectivity or bot power works? Because this is one of the topics that a lot of new redstone beginners ask about, which is why do these things work? Like, how does it power this piston down here when it's not connected? So so originally this isn't a feature that Mojang intended to add, but it's actually a bug. But since the bug is in the game, a lot of people just make use of the bug and made a lot of stuff from it. So when Mojang said that they want to remove this bug, the community just say no, and Mojang just keep the bug in the game. So this is still in the game, and yeah, it's actually a bug. So this bug isn't very unstable. It actually has a lot of rules to it that makes it a lot easier to learn. So today I'm gonna teach you guys how these quasi-connectivity or bot switches work. So first of all, these are the two possible ways to power the piston, and it is considered quasi-powered or bot-powered by just putting the signal at these places. So later I will show you guys which blocks are able to be quasi-connect powered, and yeah, let's talk about where it can be powered first. So the first way is to have the power source right here, and here's there is a block in between the thing that you want to power and also the power source. So this you will be able to get the quasi. So like this, you will be able to achieve the quasi-connectivity. And another way right here, I will show you guys, is the diagonal ones. So it's like this, and you can power it from any directions you want. So you can power it from here, here, and here. So every direction will work the same. So once you know where the power source can be to be able to do this quasi-connectivity, and now let's talk about how it works and the rules for the extending and retracting. So first of all, let's talk about the updating. So I'll get a block here. So a lot of people might say like you need a power source here, and then you update it and it will extend, and when it's gone and you update it and it will retract. So it might not make a lot of sense to you, so I actually thought of a way to explain this, and it's actually quite easy to understand, hopefully. So right here we have a piston, and the piston is one of the blocks that can be bot powered and also quasi powered. It's the same thing, but different people call it a different name. But yeah, that they are the same. So okay, so imagine this piston is very lazy, and whenever you power using a quasi kind of
mission failed. We'll get them next time.
So imagine this piston right here is a very lazy block, and whenever you power it using one of these places, it will not extend because yeah, the piston is lazy. But if you push the piston or just ask the piston to extend, the piston will extend. But whenever you cut off the power source, the piston will not retract because it's lazy and it doesn't want to retract. So you need to just ask him to retract again, and then the piston will retract. So it's very easy. So every time you want to power a piston or whatever with the quasi-connectivity, you need to tell the piston or whatever blocks you want to power to do its job, and it will remain the same. So you just have to ask the block to do its job, and whenever the power is gone, and then you need to tell it to retract again. So you can't just put the power source there and tell it to extend and then retract, because that doesn't fit the rule, because it's currently getting powered by this block right here. So you can't just tell it to retract like this, because it is still powered. But if you want it to retract, you have to stop powering the piston, and then you can just tell the piston to retract. And the same thing goes for the extending. So you can't just do this to tell the piston to extend, because it is no longer getting powered, and there is no way this piston is extending unless you powered it again, and then yeah, sure, it will extend. But yeah, that is basically how butt powering works, and it's a very useful concept, and also very easy to understand if you take time to understand it. And now let's see which blocks are able to get quasi powered and also butt powered. So right here we have the two pistons, a sticky piston and a normal piston. They are able to get quasi powered, so you can tell like this, it works. I'm just gonna leave it, and this of course works too, so just like that. And this will also work the same, so let me give it a block, and it is currently powering, and then we just so it's currently powering, and then we just
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
and this dispenser right here also can be butt powered, so we'll just give it a block and then update it. You can see it spits out its block, so just like that, this also works. But after this, the rest won't work, like the dropper, the note block, the redstone lamp, hopper, TNT, and of course the redstone torch. So only these three blocks can be butt powered. So it makes things a lot easier to understand, since there's only three that can use this feature, and the rest won't apply. So why this butt power or quasi power thingy is very useful? So right here I have some examples. So right here we have two sticky piston on top of each other, just like this, and you can see somehow this sticky piston is extending, and that is because of the rule. So you can see it's exactly the same. So you can see right here we have the example. So if you power right here, this will get quasi powered, and yeah, it's exactly the same if you just get rid of the middle sticky piston. So just like that, and of course this will get powered because it is directly connected. And whenever this power source is not present, you can see that it also retracts, because this sticky piston right here, believe it or not, it is updating this sticky piston underneath, because it retracts, and it of course updates this piston right here. You can see just like that, and this is also exactly the same. You can see it is diagonally powered, and this is updating the piston right here. So boom, very useful. And that is the quasi powering, or the, but I don't know what to call it, but yeah, that was it. And hopefully guys learn understand what I said, and just, yeah, if guys like this video, make sure to leave like and also subscribe so never miss any future contents. And I'm Froxty, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.